I was sipping coffee in my driveway, enjoying a rare, quiet morning in Maple Grove when the smell of smoke hit me. At first, I thought someone was sneaking a barbecue, which would have been bold for a Tuesday in our rule-obsessed neighborhood. But then I saw orange flames licking the sky from the Thompsons' garage just 3 houses down. Sirens wailed, growing louder, and I figured help was on the way. That's when Linda Carter, our HOA president and the neighborhood's unofficial dictator, stormed into the scene like a general on a mission. Her blonde bob was flawless, her arms crossed tight, and she planted herself in the middle of Sycamore Lane, right at the community gate, as if she could stop a fire truck with sheer willpower. "Hold it right there." Linda's voice cut through the sirens like a knife. "This is private property. Show me a permit, or you're not stepping foot in Maple Grove." The fire truck screeched to a halt, and the firefighters exchanged looks of pure disbelief. Smoke was billowing thicker now, curling into the clear May sky, and the Thompsons' garage was starting to look like a bonfire. I stood frozen, my coffee going cold, as the fire captain stepped forward, his face a mix of patience and urgency. "Ma'am, we're responding to an emergency. Step aside now." Linda didn't budge. "I'm Linda Carter, president of the Maple Grove Homeowners Association," she said, each word dripping with authority, "and I don't recall APRO VY in any fire trucks today. This VY OLATs our covenants." Let me backtrack a bit. I moved to Maple Grove 3 years ago, drawn by its pristine lawns and charming homes. But the HOA, led by Linda, was a nightmare. She ruled with an iron fist and a clipboard, issuing VY-olations for the smallest things. My first week, I got a notice because my trash cans were VY-sible 6 hours after pickup. Then came fines for my grass being a 1/4 inch too tall, my mailbox being the wrong shade of gray, and my Christmas lights staying up 2 days past the deadline. Linda even had rules about when you could leave a garden hose out Wednesdays only, apparently. I wasn't the only one suffering. The Wilsons got fined because their kid left a bike in the driveway overnight. Old Mr. Jenkins got weekly notices about imaginary weeds. And poor Mrs. Harper cried for days when Linda forced her to dig up a lilac bush she'd planted for her late husband because it wasn't approved. We all grumbled, but Linda knew the bylaws like a lawyer and had the HOA board stacked with her cronies. Challenging her was like fighting City Hall. Back to that chaotic Tuesday. The Thompsons' teenage son, Ethan, had been tinkering with a science project involved VYing batteries, and something went horribly wrong. By the time the sirens reached us, flames were shooting out of their garage, and Mr. Thompson was on the phone with 911, his voice shaking. Neighbors gathered, whispering and pointing, as the fire trucks rolled up to the gate. But Linda was ready. She'd sped over in her white Golf Carther chariot of tyranny after one of her neighborhood watch buddies tipped her off. She used her master key to lock the gate shut, standing there with her bylaws and a smug grin. "You need authorization to enter Maple Grove," she told the fire captain, while VYing her clipboard like a scepter. "This is an exclusive community, not a free-for-all." The captain pointed to the smoke, now so thick it stung our eyes. "Ma'am, we've got a structure fire. We need to move now." Linda shook her head. "Not without a permit. How do I know you're real firefighters? This could be a scam." Neighbors started shouting. Mrs. Thompson was sobbing, screaming that her husband and son were still near the fire. Spraying it with a garden hose like that could stop an inferno. I could feel the heat from where I stood, and the crackle of flames was deafening. Linda, unfazed, pulled out her phone and started recording. "I'm documenting this," she snapped as firefighters grabbed gear and sprinted toward a side entrance a 1/4 mile away. When one climbed the community's stone wall, she shrieked, "That's HOA property. You'll pay for any damage." Then came the moment that stopped us cold. 12-year-old Lily Thompson stumbled onto the lawn, coughing and crying, her face smudged with soot. Someone yelled, "There's a kid in there." My stomach dropped. Linda hesitated, her eyes flickering with doubt, but then she doubled down. "If there's danger, that's why we have protocols," she said, stepping in front of firefighters trying to pry open the gate. "The HOA could be liable if you mess this up." I couldn't take it anymore. I pushed forward with a dozen other neighbors, my voice shaking with rage. Linda, people could die because of you. Is that what you want? To let the Thompsons burn over your stupid rules? There's nothing stupid about our bylaws, she spat, her face red. Section 23 says emergency vehicles need 48-hour registration. That's when Mrs. Coleman, a soft-spoken 70-year-old, lost it. Shut up, Linda. My grandson's a firefighter, and you're killing people. The crowd roared. Phones were out, recording every second. Someone fiddled with the gate controls, and it finally creaked open. Linda, seeing her power slip, parked her golf cart right in front of the lead fire truck. I will not be disrespected, she screamed, her perfect bob now a sweaty mess. As HOA president, I demand you follow protocol. Police cruisers pulled up just in time, their lights flashing. 2 officers jogged over, taking in the madness. Ma'am, move your vehicle now, one said, his voice firm. You're obstructing emergency personnel. Linda turned her wrath on them. Do you have authorization to be here? Show me documentation. The officer's patience snapped. Final warning. Move, or you're under arrest. Instead, Linda lunged for the fire captain's clipboard, shouting, Let me see that emergency call. This is probably a drill you didn't clear with me. That was it. An officer grabbed her arm, and when she yanked away, screeching about lawsuits, he slapped on the cuffs. Linda Carter, you're under arrest for obstruction and disorderly conduct, he said, dragging her toward the cruiser as she wailed. Do you know who I am? I'm just enforcing standards. With Linda gone, the firefighters raced to the Thompsons' house. They contained a fire to the garage, saving the family and most of their home, though the damage was brutal. The Thompsons were shaken but alive, and we all breathed easier. The next evening, Maple Grove held an emergency HOA meeting, and the community center was packed. Linda, out on bail, had the nerve to try running it like nothing happened. The room exploded in shouts. For the first time ever, a motion to boot an HOA board member passed unanimously. Even her allies ditched her. The district attorney wasn't playing, either. 3 weeks later, Linda got 30 days in jail, a DULA $5,000 fine, 200 hours of community service, and a 5-year ban from any HOA board. Her face in court pure shock, like she couldn't believe her rules had consequences, was something I'll never forget. As they led her away, she was still muttering about maintaining standards. Maple Grove hasn't been the same since. We're freer now, but the scars linger. Linda's reign showed how far power can twist someone and how close we came to tragedy. What do you think? Did Linda deserve her punishment, or was she just a stickler for rules gone too far? Should the neighbors have stepped in sooner? And what would you do if your HOA boss tried to stop firefighters? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more wild stories.